Can you all see the screen? Okay.
I can, yes, I can see this.
Hi, Jennifer. I'm a college freshman starting my first year at UNLV, and I'm interested in math. What what type of math classes can you let me know about?
Hey, congrats on starting your freshman year at UNLV. Math is a great interest to have. We've got a variety of math classes in calculus, algebra, geometry, and stats. Which area of math are you most interested in?
Could you tell me more about the stats class?
Our stats class is a really popular one, and it's a great way to learn about data analysis and interpretation. Get to explore probability, hypothesis testing, and regression, which are all super useful skills in a ton of different fields. We've also got some amazing teachers who teach the class, and they're always happy to help you out if you're struggling. Would you like to know more about the specific topics that are covered in the class, or maybe some info about the professors who teach it?
Sure. Can you tell me about the professors?
We've got some amazing stats professors at UNLV. One of them is really well known for making complex concepts super easy to understand. She's also really passionate about stats and loves helping students apply what they learn to real world problems. Professor, Professor Patel, has a ton of industry experience and brings in a lot of examples from his own work, which makes the class really interesting and relevant. Both of them are super approachable and always willing to help out if you're struggling. Have you had any experience with stats before, or is this your first time diving into it?
This is my first time. Thank you.
No problem. Happy to help. Since it's your first time taking a stats class, I think you'll really like how our professors teach. They're great at explaining things in a way that's easy to understand, and they've got plenty of resources available if you need extra help. We've also got some really cool labs and group projects that'll give you a chance to work with other students and get some hands on experience with stats. Do you think you'll be taking the class online or in person?
I'm not sure yet. But on another note, I'm interested in liberal arts. Could you tell me more about the liberal arts program?
Liberal arts is a fantastic field. It's super versatile and can lead to a ton of different career paths. Our liberal arts program at UNLV is really strong, and it covers a wide range of subjects like humanities, social sciences, and arts. You'll get to take classes in things like history, philosophy, languages, and cultural studies, which will help you develop some amazing critical thinking and communication skills. We've also got some really cool interdisciplinary programs that combine liberal arts with other fields, like business or tech. What specific areas of liberal arts are you most interested in?
I'd actually like to learn about how tech is involved with liberal arts.
That's really cool. We've got some amazing programs at UNLV that combine liberal arts with tech, like digital humanities, media studies, and even things like game design and digital storytelling. You'll get to explore how technology is changing the way we create, consume, and interact with art, literature, and culture. We've also got some awesome faculty who are doing cutting edge research in these areas, and they love working with students to develop new projects and ideas. For example, you could learn about how to use data visualization to analyze literary texts, or how to create interactive exhibits for museums and galleries. What kind of tech interests you the most? Is it more the creative side, like game design or digital art, or the analytical side, like data science and coding?
How about AI visualization?
AI visualization is a fascinating field. We've got some amazing researchers at UNLV who are working on using AI to create interactive and dynamic visualizations of complex data. You could learn about how to use machine learning algorithms to generate stunning visualizations of literary texts, or how to create AI powered exhibits that can adapt to visitor interactions. We've also got some cool projects that involve using AI to analyze and visualize large data sets in fields like history, philosophy, and cultural studies. It's a really exciting area that combines the creative side of liberal arts with the technical side of computer science. Would you like to know more about some of the specific projects our faculty and students are working on AI visualization?
Another time. Thank you very much, Jennifer. You have a nice day.
You too. It was great chatting with you. I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful start to your freshman year at UNLV.
What do you think?
Here we go. She's good.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is, we can customize Jennifer to whatever your requirements are, right? Let's say right now she is more of a freshman college counselor, but let's say you say, okay, I want to instill more knowledge in her, especially in the liberal arts area, especially in certain area. I mean, it's uncustomizable, so we can make Jennifer as comprehensive and as smart as you want it to be. So, you as a customer can create Jennifer to whichever version that you like her to be.
Yeah. We can put guardrail around her so she doesn't disclose any, private information, anything that the university does not want to disclose. For example, offer some obnoxious suggestion that is outside of the area that you guys want to give information for, especially for incoming freshmen.
Right. And then, the other point that love to point out to you guys too is, as you see, there's very, very little latency to her speaking and answering questions from Thomas. And you notice Thomas is right now physically in Southern California, while Jennifer is on the cloud somewhere. So I think it's important for the avatar to be responsive, almost real time, right? So, I mean, when you talk to a avatar, you don't want her to sit there and pause for 5, 10 seconds before she responds back to you. That's not a good customer experience. So our technology allow the avatar to understand the questions or the comments and then provide the responses back right away, almost real time, as you noticed with Jennifer.
And go ahead, Thomas.
Go ahead, Martin.
Oh, I was going to mention that she not only has a capability of seeing the person. That's why you notice that Thomas went off camera on team and he jumped on the camera with the avatar. She can see him and kind of expect, if he's is in distress, if he's having anxiety, and she can actually help him along, which is actually really important because in today's technology, one of the lacking area is emotional or emotional intelligence. So that way we built her so that she can actually help because as a lot of student as we experience going through colleges, we have a lot of challenges, right? Anxiety, peer pressure, so forth. So with that, she can actually assist in a lot of areas that's just beyond curriculum and so forth. She can actually help them. If you're having anxiety or a lot of pressure, like my son when he was going to UCLA, he was having a lot of problem with one of his chemistry class, and he ended up having some issue with eating disorder. With that, Jennifer can actually help her guide the student through some special program in the university that will help him through that. So
It's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing technology nowadays.
Right. So last time we talked, Heather, we talked in general about some things that might be nice to have, but with the way Avacom is set up, we're really research and development at this point. So we're able to actually, if you give us a problem or project you want to work and develop, we can actually do something that's even in conjunction with students if necessary, or any curriculum you have, so that we want to be innovative and do something that it's UNLV's project, not just a product that Avacom is selling you guys, if that makes sense. So we're open to exploring and being on the forefront of, hey, a university that understands their kids, that providing a avenue where they could come in and get questions answered or get guidance, financial aid, questions if you want to. So there's a lot of things that we can include or exclude, but this is definitely going to be a UNLV branded and UNLV owned solution.
And then one want to add is Jennifer is available 24/7. You know how given today's environment, kids doesn't have to go to office hours from 9 to 5 to talk to a in-person counselor. They can still do that. But let's say some kids say, hey, it's 2 a.m. and I have a question to ask about my upcoming classes. They can get onto a UNLV portal and talk to Jennifer or a Jennifer, right? So that way she's always available 24/7. The way that we create her is she will always be very professional, very on point. So she's not sleepy. She's not say, oh, 2 in the morning, I'm half asleep. Why are you calling me? Right? Jennifer is always professional and on target and on topic. So which is, we feel that will provide a better customer experience for the students and faculty to talk to someone that is always available and always in the best mood, best behavior versus I'm sorry to say, a human at 2 in the morning might not be as cheerful as Jennifer is, right? So that's one advantage.
At this point, we'd like to open up for questions or
Yep.
recommendations or anything, feedback you want to provide. We would appreciate that.
Do you have ideas?
I guess I have a couple of questions. Martin mentioned that that the avatar is we could do a lot to develop her knowledge specific to the college or whatever we would need to do, because I noticed that when she was talking about liberal arts, she was talking about it as a program, and then which doesn't quite fit what we are. We're a college with lots of different departments, and so I'm just wondering what's the interface or the way that we would tell you or the avatar, like the realm of knowledge we would want it to have. I mean, is it already looking at our catalog? Is it drawing from publicly available knowledge? You also mentioned that it's a private knowledge platform. I'm just curious about.
Do you want me to take that, Thomas?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
So this is a demo, and this was purely based on some things that it pulled off the internet.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, if we were to do something for UNLV or any particular program, we would take your inputs and we would actually test it. This would not be something that would go live from day one, right? We would go in, take your whatever manuals, PDF, whatever form you have it, database, and we would actually iterate on it. So it's more of, what are some common questions? What are some things they need to know? Who are some people? And so we ask those questions: who, where, what, how, and then we can formulate a testing environment that you guys can go in and just say, hey, I got, ask some questions, and then we would change the way they answer according to your. So it does take a little bit of research and develop in that part, and then it will we make it where it continues to evolve and improve. So with how AI works these days, it could take certain conversations and we can tweak it and say, hey, this didn't go well, we prefer to go this way, and so it can get better with time as well. And then we can always add information, even almost real time if you want, so that it can, the schedule's changed, or this class is no longer available, for example, things like that. Simple things where you guys want to make an announcement, it can, if you have a site where all those updates happen, we can integrate with your sites to pull relevant data without someone manually having to do that. Yeah. So with AI these days, we're building a knowledge base that just look at it as a smart person, someone equivalent, maybe adding all three of your knowledge in certain areas to make it be able to answer, but with appropriate guidelines, of course. And we try to make it accurate. It's not always going to be accurate if there's some subject to interpretation type of information, but most of the time we're gonna make it where it's along what you you have let's say how you say things, it has to follow that so that we don't offend anybody.
Yeah. And if I can add to what Thomas just mentioned, she has parameter and guardrail around her, and also what we call objective. So you can tell Jennifer to stick to the curriculum, stick to the the program specifically. Let's say if someone asks, can you tell me about a local restaurant around the campuses, right? And if it's not program her, she's not going to provide it. But you can also say, you know what, go ahead, be flexible, be cooperative, and provide that information. So those are the guardrail, the parameters that you can direct us. The information that you give us, the guideline, that's what we'll follow. We'll follow your curriculum, your program, your SOP, and be very specific, very professional. Or you can say, you know what, make her more relaxed, make her very informative. She can talk about religion or not. She can talk about current event or not. She can talk about current campus activity. So it's very flexible based on the guidelines that you give us. Say this is what we want Jennifer to be like.
And also keep in mind, we don't have to have one Jennifer. We can have designated roles. And so, hey, do I want to learn about this? Then you talk to this avatar if you want to learn about this. So then it doesn't have to be one super avatar who can do everything as well. So just keep that in mind.
Are you already working with other colleges or universities? And I'm wondering, if so, have you had any challenges with those institutions and trying to integrate? You said you could integrate into our information systems, but that can always be a challenge, both technologically, I guess, but also in terms of legality and concerns about access that way. Any experience with that so far?
Sure. So we are in research and development. I graduated from UCLA, so I work with some UCLA organizations, but we don't go live without any approval from and guidelines that are met from any entities we work with. So before anything is built, we'll kind of determine what's the use case, who's the audience, what are the compliance and regulations that have to be met. We also do work with law enforcement and emergency response. They have very strict guidelines. So once again, everything that we do, it will be in adherence to the requirements that our clients or our organizations we work with are given to us. It doesn't have, AI is not one of those things where it will creep into other areas on its own. Okay, it's what we're doing, as we mentioned, knowledge base is really whatever that you want to include. So there is a human decision element on top of it. We're not just going to set it loose and it goes in and finds whatever it finds and connects to whatever it connects. There will be guidelines. We do also identity access management. So someone in finance or HR won't be able to tap into the finance department's database. So we're not going actively going into databases. We're figuring out what to include in a very tight database so that it's basically purpose built versus a generalist. Does that make sense? Yes. So that in this case, if you guys just want to keep it to liberal arts and be the cool guy who has their own AI avatar, we do that for you.
Yeah, we have been in stealth mode in development for the last 6 months, to be honest with you. But we have a lot of interest right now from different university, including BYU. Is that why we asked permission to record this? Because after this, we're going to send it over to them before we actually go over and do a demo with them. Yeah, so we're a fairly new company. We just been in business probably for the last 8 months, and we've been primarily just working on the technology. But it's at the point right now we're ready to go off beta and into general availability right now.
I think this is a very, ignorant question. I'm just going to preface it with that. I was having a conversation this morning about students and kind of asking one of my colleagues where the students are getting their information, and the answer to that is TikTok, of course. And so I just don't fully understand where any avatar or any of these AI interfaces are happening. And I think these are all going to live on websites, right? And the student's going to go to a website and go find an avatar and interact with them there. But is there an interface with TikTok or other social media places where students are super active?
So we can make it that way, but we also can build a custom app where it's a UNLV app. Okay, we can name it, for example, Reba the Rebel app or something. And so it's a very customizable, and that's where we do not want to actually integrate with certain sources where there could be legal and privacy challenges, right?
Yeah.
As much as we can, we want to make it where it's a separate entity, and it can integrate if necessary, if they want it to, but it can also be where it can generally someone can call in, or they go to a website, they click through, or they chat, right? That's kind of the common way, but this can be where, yeah, we can still do it all by voice, but we prefer now, they go to, it's almost like a video chat. I would equate it more to a Facebook, I'm sorry, a FaceTime chat, right?
Yeah.
So that we're going to leverage video, conversational video interactions is what I call it.
Okay.
And this can be recorded. It can be monitored if you want to. I mean, some people, I see a use case of where it could be like a anxiety hotline. I don't want to call it a suicide hotline, but something like that where, okay, I'm feeling anxiety. I want to, kids are these days, talk about the TikTok society. They're more trustful. They're more trustworthy of technology than before. They'd actually rather go text or watch something brief versus a long drawn conversation where this person asks me all these personal questions and pries and all these things where, okay, I just need someone to talk to, answer some questions and get some guidance, and I want to keep it private.
Yeah.
So things like that.
And be honest, we try to avoid TikTok and because there's so much false information out there.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So when we develop technology like this, we prefer that the customer say, you know what, any information that's outside of our approved channel, like YouTube, Facebook, and so forth, it's not important. It's there for entertainment. But if you want quality, relevant information, come to our channel, right? And this avatar could be that channel. It could be that app. So.
Got it. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else? Please fire away. I mean, we're here, and even if it's kind of like we're thinking about doing this. Do you think you guys can work with us, or can you help us? That's what we would like to be, like a resource, and we definitely want to see where we can develop some type of small pilot project together. And really, at this point, we're not looking to charge large amounts or anything. Really more research and develop it, and then later on maybe we will have costs to it because operating an app, generating all the answers and the knowledge base, there's cost to it. But maybe you can talk about how we can work on grants or getting other types of funding for that, right? Or even working with It's more maybe even an outsource, counselor, right? If let's say you're having issues, some organizations they're having issues hiring and training resources. Now we have an additional resource that can be built that's like Mike was saying, 24/7, consistent, accurate, um, scalable. So let's say if the biggest challenge is a phone call, there's only a limited amount of people who can answer their phone. Sometimes you sit on there on hold, which is very annoying, 5 to half an hour. You know, people are busy. They don't want to do that anymore. Why not just click on the Reba Avatar app and I get everything answered, and they can even make recommendations or shoot me documents or whatever it is I need to actually get accomplish a task. That's the goal.
Mhm.
Well, I'm certainly imagining there's ways that this can be a way of giving students information, right, about various pieces within the college or even at the university, I guess, right? So we have 9 departments, 5 institutes. There's, things that we want to get out there to our internal students and to prospective students about the strengths of each of those things within our particular world here in the College of Liberal Arts. And then other thing that, so I can imagine ways that we could work with you all on something that would do that. At the same time, one of the things that we're really concerned with in our college is just the value of liberal arts and the declining. I mean, it's been in decline for a lot of years now. It's not a new situation, but obviously there's a lot of concerns. What can you do with a liberal arts degree? Why would you do this? And we obviously believe in it strongly in our college, and you all, I bet, probably also believe in it to some extent as well, even though you're tech guys. The empathy, the communication, the durable skills that students get from taking classes in social sciences and humanities. So the other thing I'm kind of fantasizing here about is ways that our current students could help you. Either and so our students aren't the tech kids, right? Our students are the ones who are the communicators and the empaths and the artists and the thinkers, the critical thinkers, and who want to change the world and do think critically about AI and are worried about it the way everybody is. And so maybe our current students could be involved in some project where they could help inform some of the questions and the challenges that could be part of the R&D that you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure, we love that because, for example, we can show them with liberal arts. There's graphics, there's video creation, there's content creation, things like that, which it can actually merge with technology because a lot of older technology, it's dry, it's very robotic, it's boring, or it's kind of information only. It's these coders, these engineers, right? We can bring the more human interaction and make AI more humanistic, right? And through video interactions, for example, just within the last year, some avatars before they were just stick and then they just open their mouth and it would look so unrealistic, to where now Jennifer, I wouldn't even say she's a very, from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say she's still maybe a 6 on the capability of being more human-like and things like that. So we definitely can work with students, and even in customize, like there's creating, say, training programs, creating visual content that educates, right? Liberal arts can actually be involved in that. So I can see we can come in and work with students. Hey, this class, rather than being a boring read it and regurgitate it class, why don't we make it interactive? So we can create scenes, we can create interactions, and kids can learn through, um, for this particular subject, we create a character where you can talk to the character. Hey, Romeo, how does it feel, being spurned, and everybody hating you because you're with Juliet? Make it fun like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
from my standpoint, I hear a bunch of unpaid interns, so I'm happy to hear that. I think it'd be a great, I see it's a great program where we can collaborate with UNLV and then also invite a focused student groups that you recommend to work with us on different projects where it will help us to build out more relevant contents, but also help the students expose or get more exposure to stuff like
That's
this
right.
and in the AI universe. I think it is a win-win. And then it's also help brand UNLV, for example. I hear you say that, people are questioning why should I get a liberal art degree? But if you say, you know what, you got a liberal art degree because you can leverage your knowledge to create content in AI focus area, that would be something that widely used and recognized by everybody. So now your liberal art degree is a lot more valuable, a lot more fun, and I think the student will appreciate more working with real world issues. And I think, at the end of the day, if UNLV can either co-sponsor it or help us get there, we are very open for it. Like I say, so from my standpoint, I hear unpaid interns, and I'm very happy to hear that. So.
Well, if we get
you
funding,
know,
it could be paid even. So that's the good part. But in addition,
They do like to
what
get paid.
yeah, what better, but what better way to iterate something for college students, but then to have college students input
With
and
college
helping them build it at the same time, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
the way us, Gen whatever X, whatever
Right.
the right, uh they can take, they view the world in a different way. And I see that we could come up with a program where we're using AI in how to teach people to use AI in ethical, compliant ways and still be creative and still, bring entertainment value to it, right? So it could be more of a merge of you're learning liberal arts in in the AI generation.
and I remember working for IBM Alvin Research Lab. If you remember back in the late 80s, 90s, when AI was just in its infancy, IBM was actually hiring mostly liberal art major. And the reason for that was because the liberal art major was more open-minded, more innovative, more creative in a lot of their thinking process, as opposed to, a science major like math or computer science or engineering, right? And I remember back then it was mostly liberal art major who was coming in and coming up with very creative, innovative idea. So I think with the uptake in AI, I think liberal art major is going to be a huge comeback.
Yeah, I think we definitely need the merging of the two, right? So you need the STEM fields, but you also need these broader ways of thinking as well.
Yeah.
Right. So we're open. What we're saying is we're open. We could come together with a plan to make something where it makes an impact, and helps students, but as well, create something where liberal arts can be cool again, or something like that, right? The idea is to make it where you attract more students, the program grows, you get some. Hopefully we help you get publicity in a good way, to where hey, these guys are leveraging AI to have a better liberal arts experience for their students, and actually maybe become a leader in that area.
Yeah. Great.
Any other questions, guys? I mean, we're open to, like, think about these things, and we can have another meeting and we can come back and talk about next steps. Even like I said, this is a good time where we are exploring pilot programs and research and development. And so before BYU takes away the thunder, we give you guys first first dibs at it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we might just end up coming full circle, because actually some of the pieces we were just talking about, like internships, that's all under Jenna, who connected us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love Jenna.
We're looking at career readiness, recruitment, internships, right? It might, and obviously she's invited, she just couldn't make it today, but right, we might end up actually looking more back towards a conversation in her area.
We're always looking
Yeah,
for
so-
experiential learning opportunities. So
Yeah. Yes, for example, we could even, as a test project, we could build some avatar that, hey, I want to learn more about liberal arts at UNLV, and we can have avatar be the one that explains it to them. They could go in and have an interactive experience, right? Something like that. That's something we've done very easily, for
Or I'm
other
interested in
entities.
an internship or
Yeah.
what kind of
Yeah.
careers,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So it's more once we can set this up, and then someone gets to this interactive video site, and there you go. It can answer questions, and the kids these days, they want immediate feedback, right? So they want to get to the answer as fast as possible, and this is how you do it. They don't have to talk to a
Even
live
at 2
person.
a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, especially at 2 a.m. Actually, there's some kids. They live a rock star lifestyle, right? They're up all night and then they sleep all day, and
Yeah.
but they get their
There's
stuff
one
done.
living in my house right now.
We can also potentially capture one of you guys and create an avatar so we can speak to the dean. Where your
That's a little
avatar is
terrifying.
talking.
We had an
questions.
AI president for a little bit. Our previous president had an
Is it?
AI, but it was exactly what Thomas was describing, this kind of like talking face
Yeah.
thing. And I don't know. That seems really, I think the other Jennifer's probably better for that.
Right. So yeah, we can brainstorm. So I love it. Let's collaborate, and then see what can be done, easily, quickly, compliantly, that won't ruffle too many feathers and won't create any controversy. Just really, the goal is really to create something that helps the kids have a better experience. So we're all for it, and that's why I told Jenna, however we can help. Ultimately, if someone comes in and says, "Oh yeah, I wasn't really interested in liberal arts, but now I do, because now I see a career path." Right? I see. Okay, it's not going to be an academic necessary. Nothing wrong with that, but they don't have to become a professor. They can use it in the real world and make good money at it and enjoy it potentially.
Yeah.
And by the way, Thomas now is a Las Vegas resident, so he can be available at any time you need him. And Martin and I is only like an hour flight from. I'm in Orange County. Martin is in San Jose, so we can be in Vegas at any time you want us to be. That's a good excuse for us to be there anyway. So
come to Las
let us
Vegas.
know.
Well, they leverage their diamond status at Caesars.
I'm
all the
sure.
time, so.
So we'll see you there at 2 a.m.
They're living the rock star lifestyle too.
Yeah,
So.
right.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Well, this was fascinating. Thank you very much. This was really interesting.
You're welcome. And yeah, please, if you have any questions, let's do that. And then we can set another meeting to discuss, what you want us to help you with. So just think about it, and then we'll send a follow-up email, and you can let us know your schedule from there.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Thanks for your time.
Okay,
Thank
take care.
you.